corral again. I'm going to sit and I'm going to read from some of the cards that I've done because these are little different, tiny differences in English and in Spanish, and when you use the subject and when you use the definite article and when not. And I'm just going to read it off and see if you understand it. Hopefully you understand it. You can always go into istudyguides.com and get these cards. For example, if the language is the subject of the sentence, or if it is qualified by a following word or phrase. So if the name of the language is the subject of the sentence, so if we're talking about English or we're talking about Spanish, or if it's qualified by a following word or phrase, so we're talking about English of the United States or talking about Spanish of Portugal. They speak Portuguese, I understand that, but Portuguese in Portugal, then you use an article. So you use the article. So el inglés puede ser, el japonés es el idioma de, el chino de Hong Kong no es, or el chino que habla en Singapore. You can see number one is the subject of the sentence and it's being modified. Okay, let me see here. All right, if the subject of a sentence is the name of a language, the language must be modified by a definite article. So we're talking about the subject of the sentence. El francés es, el chino que habla, el inglés de los Estados Unidos. Okay, I'm going to read this really quickly, all right, because I want to finish up with articles. But these are little things, and you can always go and get the cards. Definite articles with names of countries that are obligatory. So, for example, you say the United Kingdom, El Reino Unido, La India, El Salvador. There's quite a few names like that. Okay, you use the definite article after the verbs when you're talking about language. Traducir, dominar, I like this word. Chapurrear, I've never heard of it before. I think it's used in Spain, but I've never heard of it. Chapurrear, which means to speak badly, and then destroyar, which means to murder. You know, people murder language. Okay. If the language or place name is qualified by a word or phrase, the article is required. Okay, and I already did that before. La España moderna, el land, let me see, el chino que habla en la China. Okay, let me see. Okay, before names of streets, roads, avenues, and plazas, you must use the definite article. Let me see that. With days of the week, except with the verb ser or after day, when day means from, but not when it means of. Mañana es lunes. You don't say mañana es el lunes. De martes a martes, from Tuesday to Tuesday. Okay, el día del viernes, you do use the article because you mean on Friday. Okay. Before the surnames of famous females, but not males. It's only used with males in substandard Spanish or typical courtroom language, right? So you can say, let me see, Obama, but you're talking about Michelle Obama, you're not talking about President Obama, right? La Bella Juanita, okay? And it's also used whether you're talking about males or females, but especially males, after nickname, El Che, El Duque. Okay, let me see if anything else. Oh, this I said before, but I'll talk about it one more time. Before the following family relationships, abuela y abuela, y tío y tía. You don't say mi abuela, you say la abuela. You don't say mi tío, you say el tío. Okay. A definite article is used before the names or titles of a person being spoken about. For example, if I'm saying, el profesor Smith no entiende. But I'm talking to El Señor Smith. I don't call him El Señor Smith. I say, Buenos dias, Señor Smith. Okay. You do not use the article in front of the title Frey, Don, Doña, San, Santo, Sor, or any foreign titles. Let me see. Before a noun identified by a number, estamos visitando el piso 4, for example. Okay. I think that would be about it. After a list, yeah, well, there's other reasons. There's a lot, in fact. And some of them you're going to get, some of them you're not going to get immediately. Some of them you're going to only get once you live in the country and you hear the language being spoken 1,000 times. Especially to English speakers, it's necessary that we learn to speak other people's language. If nothing else, to strengthen our own understanding of our own language. And I don't think we should learn for that reason. I think we should learn because, you know, the world doesn't revolve around Americans. Right? The Romans thought the world revolved around them, and they found out. The British thought the world revolved around them. They even said the sun doesn't set on the British Empire. But it sets. And it will set, because we're all human beings, and we all deserve to be respected. If I could be born again, and I don't know if you can be, but if I can be, and anybody's listening to me that could make it possible, right, when I am born again, I wish I had studied languages. In my time, someone looking like me studying languages would go nowhere. But today, I could be a linguist. Not a linguist, someone who could work in the UN. I wish I could I wish before I die I could learn to at least understand to a certain extent French and Chinese. That's been my dream for such a long time. So we're finished with articles. Go to istudyguides.com and you can get the cards on articles. You're going to see there's a lot more reasons. Download them and learn them. You can tweet me at Coralla McLean. You can go to my videos at CAABED. But learn. Also, I'm going to start doing word games. And it's going to be at Coralla, C-A-R-R-A-L-A, McLean, M-C-C-L-A-I-N. And it's going to be called Game McLean or Games McLean. Or I haven't decided yet, but one of those things, right? But learn. Because we aren't the world. But we can be part of the world, and I think it can be wonderful, just wonderful. Despite all the problems, the complexities, it could be wonderful. So this is Coralla Ficklin McLean at istudyguides.com, CAB, C-A-A-B-E-D 1 at YouTube, and Coralla McLean at Twitter. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.